What is going on, guys? Dale7402 back with yet another episode of Ringside Republic Smackdown Review, Tuesday, April 25th, 2017 from Des Moines, Iowa. Guys, after Monday Night Raw, last night was a breath of fresh air. Monday Night Raw was absolutely horrid, horrendous, terrible. It fucking sucked, and last night SmackDown was, like I said, a breath of fresh air. 2 hours compared to 3 hours, 2 hours of decent television compared to 3 hours of bullshit. What a difference it makes. We're going to go over the SmackDown review real quick, guys. Do my little shtick here. Give me a follow at Dale74021 at Twitter. Give me a pledge or give me some support on Patreon, patreon.com/Dale7402. And hit that like button and hit that subscribe button for me, guys, here on YouTube, and let's get the fan base growing a little bit here. I've been doing this now for about a month, and things are moving at a turtle-like speed, very slow, guys. So let's get some word of mouth going and get this picked up a little bit, where I can start hopefully doing this full time and retire from my mundane, monotonous, bullshit ass job. So, guys, last night SmackDown review. Shinsegae Nakamura kicked off the show. Didn't get a word out of his mouth before Dolph Ziggler interrupted him and came out, and Dolph Ziggler took the microphone from Renee Young and proceeded to do something of a mock interview with Shinsegae Nakamura, asking him really stupid questions and trying to get under the skin of Shinsegae Nakamura and the crowd in Des Moines last night. He made some remark about how Shinsegae Nakamura was Michael Jackson reincarnated, or he was Michael Jackson and he changed his name to Shinsegae Nakamura. I don't know. I found that in poor taste. I am a Michael Jackson fan, so in my opinion, it was in poor taste. I don't like to see Michael Jackson being made fun of or anything like that, but you know, it is what it is. Dolph Ziggler was trying to do the best he could with what he had to work with. Shinsuke Nakamura jerks the mic out of his hand and proceeds to say something in Japanese. I have no idea what it is, or Chinese, whatever his orientation is. He said something in a foreign language, which led to him calling Dolph Ziggler a jackass in English, which was fucking hilarious. They have a little scuffle after Shinsuke calls Dolph a jackass, and pretty much Shinsuke got the best of him. Was setting Dolph up for the Kinshasa, but Dolph very intelligently got the hell out of the way very quickly. I think the build that they are doing with Shinsuke Nakamura is perfect. I think WWE is handling him just right. I am dying to see him compete on the main roster. I'm dying to see him in a match. And WWE knows that, and they are handling Shinsuke Nakamura very well, in my opinion. You know, Shinsuke Nakamura has a big fight feel about him, some kind of like, in my opinion, a Brock Lesnar, and they are handling Shinsuke very similarly to the way that they handle Brock Lesnar. You know, he's not on the show every week. He has yet to compete in his first match on live television. So they are definitely building intrigue and some mystique about Shinsuke Nakamura and who he is and what he's all about. There's some mystery about him as far as the SmackDown Live crowd goes. You know, if you've watched NXT, obviously you know who Shinsuke Nakamura is. But for the casuals who don't watch NXT, they are probably very curious to find out more about Shinsuke Nakamura. And it is all due to WWE and the very impressive way that they're handling him, which just goes to show that WWE does have the intelligence. They do know how to do it right. They just choose not to, because I believe they're complacent and lazy. AJ Styles and Baron Corbin had a match, the first match on the show. with Kevin Owens on commentary. AJ Styles wins with a roll up, and Corbin and Owens team up and jump AJ Styles. Now they beat on AJ for a while, and then Sami Zayn comes to the rescue. They get the better of him for the most part. Owens hits AJ Styles with a pop-up power bomb, and that grabs his belt and stands over his lifeless body, and that's pretty much the end of that segment. AJ and Baron Corbin had a pretty decent match. It wasn't anything to write home about, but in all honesty, one of the best matches of the night. I love AJ Styles. Kevin Owens is great. I'm very much looking forward to seeing their match. And for the U.S. title, I do not think AJ will win, but I really hope that they're not trying to turn AJ face. Just because he is in a program with a heel Kevin Owens doesn't necessarily mean that AJ Styles is a face. I think AJ has a lot more momentum and a lot more intrigue as a heel, in my opinion. The Colognes, aka the Shining Stars, and guys, I'll be honest with you, I didn't know that they changed their name to the Colognes or whoever the fuck they are. I didn't know they did that until last night. All I know about the Shining Stars is that Carlito, I believe there was a Carlito that used to bite the apple and it's cool and all this shit. I'm pretty sure one of them's his brother. I believe it's Primo. Like I said, I don't know a whole lot about them. They're not interesting. I could give a shit less. But the Colognes and American Alpha had a match, beat the clock challenge to try and earn a spot for the #1 contendership on the Smackdown Live Tag Team Championships. They had a decent match for the most part. It was all right. Again, nothing special, nothing to write home about. American Alpha win the match with, I think they got the pinfall at like 5 minutes and 12 seconds. Which set the time to beat for the other tag team match that would come later in the night. At this time, Rusev had cut a promo earlier in the day. Apparently, it was pre-recorded, and WWE showed the promo that Rusev had cut. He pretty much stated that he was unhappy to move to SmackDown. He does not like Shane McMahon. He does not like Daniel Bryan, and he told him apparently that the only way he would wrestle for SmackDown is if he got a championship match at Money in the Bank. Now, he didn't state what championship he would be fighting for. Just the fact that he said that, though, I'm pretty sure we will be seeing Rusev more than likely in the United States title picture. I don't really see how that they're going to put Kevin Owens and Rusev in a program together. You got two heels there. It's not a very intriguing storyline. However, AJ Styles may win the United States Championship. He may win the title off of Kevin Owens, and that would lead AJ Styles to face Rusev, which would pretty much inevitably mean that AJ Styles is going for a face turn, and that is very disappointing to me. If he goes up against a heel Rusev, which I haven't seen a face Rusev in years, so I don't think that he's ever even been a face. Rusev has always been a heel, and I would say he will remain to be one. So all I can see, I do not see him getting a shot at the world title. I don't see him getting a shot at the WWE Championship. Of course, I didn't see Jinder Mahal getting one either. So you never know what WWE is going to do, but I would say more than likely Rusev will be competing for the United States Championship at Money in the Bank. Randy Orton versus Eric Rowan in a no disqualification match. The match was what it was. There was a segment here, guys, there was a spot where Eric Rowan was on the outside on the apron, and Randy Orton, I believe, had the kendo stick. He hit Rowan a couple times with it, and Rowan fell back through the table that was set up outside the ring. It looked very clumsy to me. It looked unprofessional. It just looked like shit. Eric Rowan and Randy Orton was just a very boring match, even though it was no disqualification. I didn't find it very interesting. To be honest, I had to work last night, so I didn't want to watch SmackDown at work, so I TiVoed it, obviously. I DVR'd it, and I came home and watched it last night. And, you know, honestly, guys, I fast forwarded through most of this match. It was very dull to me. I wasn't interested. The whole storyline with Randy Orton as the champion is boring to me, and I'm just not interested in it. Randy Orton gets the win. Jinder Mahal comes out and says what he says, cuts a pretty decent promo on Randy Orton and the American people, the crowd in attendance last night. And Jinder Mahal has the Bollywood boys jump Randy Orton, and they give a pretty decent beat down to Randy Orton, and then Jinder Mahal leaves with the championship. He absconded. He left. He stole the WWE Championship last night. I've got some news on this here at sportskita.com. WWE rumors. Possible reason why Jinder Mahal ran away with the title. The latest episode of Tuesday Night Smackdown saw many great matchups. This is true. One of these was a no disqualification match against Randy Orton and Eric Rowan. Not a good match, in my opinion, with Orton winning. Let's see what it's. Let's get to the stuff where it says here about Jinder Mahal. The whole fiasco began when Jinder Mahal made his entrance after Randy Orton had just defeated Eric Rowan. Mahal was furious at the Viper for not taking him seriously and accused him of being too focused on his match with Wyatt at Payback. And let's see. Fans can possibly expect to see a full-blown rivalry between Orton and Mahal. The WWE could even introduce an interesting storyline after Payback, featuring Orton attempting to take the title back by force before Backlash. No matter what the promotion comes up with, this will definitely be a huge push for Jinder Mahal. Okay, so that's not very interesting, guys. I apologize for that. Even if fans in the WWE universe are hating on Mahal at the moment, we can agree that this move was bold from him. It is pretty obvious that WWE is making a huge effort to push Mahal onto the right track and are possibly trying to paint him as the future of SmackDown Live and the WWE. I strongly disagree with that. Basically, I think what's going on with Jinder still in the title is they're going to go back and forth for the next few weeks. Randy's going to try and, more than likely, like they said on the website, try to take it back by force before Backlash. Gives us, I guess, something. It gives, basically, guys, all it does is it just gives them something to do. And that's what WWE is getting really good at, is just filling time and finding storylines just to fill the void for lack of entertainment. I mean, they are speeding most of the storylines up to where the point where they don't make sense and we don't care about them. And they're doing that. Obviously, we don't know the inner workings of WWE. We don't know what they've got planned for the next several months leading up to WrestleMania 34. So this is either part of their plan, or they're just stalling time and making the championship a placeholder, making Randy Orton a placeholder for the championship until they get to what they're really going for. Ascension versus Breezango. This is another one of the beat the clock challenges for the #1 contendership of the tag team championships on SmackDown. Breezango and Ascension. Guys, I don't care that much for Breezango. I really don't. They're pretty good in the ring, and for the most part, I mean, they're not bad in-ring performers. I don't like the gimmick that much. I really don't. However, they got the win last night, and they did it in what I believe was 3 minutes, something like 3 minutes, and won the opportunity to face the tag team champions at Backlash, I do believe. Now, guys, this led us to Charlotte versus Naomi. Now, I got a few things I want to say about this. Naomi, in my opinion, is one of the most athletic women in the women's division in WWE period, not just SmackDown. She's very athletic. I like her gimmick. She's hot. But I gotta say, guys, that this match, for what it was great. I mean, I did not expect, honestly, I was expecting there to be a clean-cut winner last night. I was not expecting it to be a fuck finish. I wasn't expecting any of that. In all honesty, I kind of expected Charlotte to win. The way WWE has been booking Charlotte and everything like that, I really kind of expected Charlotte to win last night. But Charlotte and Naomi put on a damn good match, and it was interrupted by Carmella, Natalya, and Tamina. They came out. They've got a very serious problem with Charlotte. So obviously the match was thrown out. I believe Naomi won by disqualification, and that was pretty much the end to what should have been a great match, guys. I was kind of disappointed that it ended in a fuck finish. I wanted to see the match have a clean-cut winner, and in all honesty, I wanted it to be Naomi, but I was expecting it to be Charlotte. So they put on a damn good match, and it is what it is. The storyline was Charlotte and Carmella and Natty and Tamina. I don't see anything really interesting coming out of that. Again, it's almost like they're going to try to book Charlotte as a face. You know, with having these three women who are all three heels team up against Charlotte and take over the match like that, they're really kind of putting Charlotte in the face position. Whether she's a robot or not, I think she plays a better heel than she does face, and I would hate to see her turn. I really want to see Charlotte remain a heel. Naomi's a face. Charlotte would be a heel. I think that's a good dynamic, and they can feud over the championship for a couple months. I think it would be interesting to see that. And that's pretty much it, guys. That's all that happened on SmackDown. All of the high points. And for the most part, guys, after Monday Night Raw, I would definitely give SmackDown last night at least a 7 out of 10. I definitely would. You know, after maybe SmackDown wasn't that great, but the point is, after Monday Night Raw sucking the way that it did, it really made SmackDown come out smelling like roses. You know, in my opinion, a really good show last night. We've got Payback this weekend, guys. I will be doing a preview and predictions episode for Payback this Sunday. I will be doing a review of the pay-per-view probably Monday. And of course, if there's any more news or rumors that I come up with between now and then, I will definitely be making some videos on that. Again, guys, give me a follow on Twitter at Dale74021, and give me a pledge on Patreon if you guys can. It would be greatly appreciated, and would really go a long way in building some confidence that I can continue to do this. I just started. It's been a month. I've doubled my followers on Twitter already, which wasn't many. I don't have a whole lot. I'm just getting started, and the word's not out yet. Like I said before, I've tried to reach out for help and you know, some guidance, some advice, anything that I can get from people who have been successful at this. And so far nobody's interested in helping, and that's fine. Fuck them. I will either make it on my own or quit. You know, one or the other. So hit that like button if you guys like the video. Hit the subscribe. Check me out on Patreon and Twitter, and hopefully I will get my viewership up and my fan base up, and we can go from there. Thanks for watching, guys. Hope you have a good one, and we'll see you this weekend for the Payback preview and predictions. Have a good one.